What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today I'm going to bring you guys a bunch of news and detailing some of the changes coming to Advanced Warfare. There's a lot to talk about. This info is coming from Michael Condry, who I'm sure you guys know by now. He's the co-founder of Sledgehammer, has somewhat kind of adopted a community manager role on Twitter, taking feedback and answering some questions. This is going to be a roundup of all the info that Michael has said, and will be on the way to Advanced Warfare, which is really cool. So first off, there's going to be a weapon patch, and this is going to be buffing weapons. Someone asked him about shotguns, saying they could use a buff, and Michael responded agreeing, saying that yeah, they do need a buff, and that he's also working on a full tuning pass with several buffs on all classes. So someone said also buffs only, no nerfs please, and he agreed that was what he was thinking too. So we're looking at a patch very soon in the coming weeks, I'd say, and they're going to be buffing only weapons. If you don't know, a buff is to make a weapon better and a nerf is to make a weapon worse. So we're going to be getting soon a patch that increases the kind of lethality and makes them more powerful, and increase some of the weapons that aren't really too viable in multiplayer. As it stands personally, I don't think too many weapons need much of a nerf off the top of my head. Playing it myself, no weapon sticks out as like truly overpowered and needs a nerf, definitely. I'm sure a lot of people use the ASM1 and BAL, but that's only like, there's no doubt they're the best weapons in their class, but pretty much people don't use them because they are the best weapon in their class, and people want to use the best weapons, of course. Also seeing like pro players use them pretty much exclusively also influences people to use them, and of course the BAL and ASM1 are very good. I wouldn't say they're overpowered, and clearly Sledgehammer agrees, so we're only going to be seeing some buffs of a few weapons that aren't really too viable in multiplayer as it stands. So maybe they'll throw some diversity in the mix and make some weapons actually very, very good that we've never really seen before, though in all Call of Duty statistically there's always going to be that one weapon that's overpowered, or those few in each category that are just better than others. You can't really change that. The BAL ASM1 are probably still going to be the most used after the patch, unless they do a massive change, and the weapons will probably be a little bit more worthwhile to use. So let me know in the comment section, what would you like to see buffed and made better? What weapons you think could do a bit of a buff and are very weak as it stands? I could see the MK14 possibly catching a buff. That weapon statistically is not very impressive at all. Also the HBR-A3, that isn't very good either, and is in terms of like ARs, it's very hard to use and compete with the other ones, definitely. I'm not too sure about the other categories myself. I'm more of an assault rifle player, but it seems like the SMGs are okay. The ASM1 of course is the best. You got the KF5, which is also very good. That's definitely in second place, I'd say. The SN6 and MP11 are also pretty good, and as far as like heavy weapons and shotgun goes, I'm not really sure about those. I don't use them very often, but I know for a fact the shotguns are very, very weak, and especially the S12, that thing might as well shoot feathers for it. I know it could certainly use a buff. But yeah, that's the first thing Condry talked about. We should be seeing a weapon patch to improve the lethality of some of the weapons very, very soon. Of course, any news and updates about that, I'll keep you guys up to date, so stay tuned to this channel. And in addition to that, you also said they'll be adding more starting weapons to Infected, so more than just the Bulldog like Ghost. They eventually added more classes, and I'm sure we'll be seeing the same thing, and this is good to know we're getting more classes in Infected and more weapons to use. I know it's a very highly requested thing for more weapons to be able to use in Infected, and so another thing he finally discussed was the possibility of adding more prestiges beyond the 15 there is already. So currently it's 15 as the max prestige, and he said they're definitely talking about the idea of adding another 5 to make it 20 as max prestige. Someone asked him about the possibility and the rumor of adding extra 5 prestige, and he said that they're all discussing it at Sledgehammer and considering whether they want to add another 5 to make it 20 in total. So I haven't seen all too many people max prestige. I think I'm like 6 or 7 myself. I don't even know. I stopped because I have to unlock weapons, and I want to make the best videos for you guys, and if I unlock like an elite weapon or something, I don't have to worry about unlocking it again and equipment. It just makes it a lot easier. So for the time being, I'm going to stop prestiging, but I'll probably continue, and maybe I'll hit 15th at some point. I've hit max in every COD so far, so I perhaps might continue, but definitely for now I'll be slowing it down and not prestiging. I don't want to lose all my stuff I've unlocked. But yeah, they've been talking about adding the extra 5, and I'd be interested to know from you guys, do you think they should add another 5? Would you like to see 20 being the new prestige? I couldn't see them doing it anytime soon. They'll probably do it later down the line in a few months, between like DLC 2 and 3, somewhere around there, and but for now I don't think they'll do it just yet. It would be not for a good few months. So that wraps up the latest news for this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Drop a like rating if you found it informative. I'd really appreciate that, and make sure you follow me on Twitter and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you stay up to date with the latest Advanced Warfare news. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.